Good evening. I'm not actually preparing anything. I'm kind of just sitting here. Last week, the topic was burnout, I believe. I don't remember exactly the details, but I remember preparing for it, and I wrote down a lot of notes. But I didn't really quite like how that stream went. I felt too organized, too rigid. Felt like I was given a presentation, like I was teaching a subject. And I've been told by a few students, these are the comments that stand out most to me, that I'm not a great teacher, that I'm not great at explaining topics. By a few amount of people, it's been a recurring thing that my students say that I don't explain things very well. So I think I'm gonna stray from this kind of teaching, notes organized kind of presentation, because I feel that a impromptu kind of just talk without any real prepared notes kind of stream is a lot better. I feel that that's more my style, that it's more natural, flows better, you know, that kind of thing. Morning. Morning, I say. Oh, it's evening. I have a certain song in my head right now. In my life, there's been pain and loneliness. And I remember what the song that is. In my life, there's been, that's what it is. In my life, there's been heartache and pain. I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner. In my life, there's been heartache and pain. I feel that that's a very relatable line. something that many people will have experienced by adolescence, if not adulthood. It's almost impossible not to come across that kind of thing, I feel. And I'm no exception. In my life, there's been heartache and pain. Negativity isn't something that's, rather, I should say, negativity is something that is universal to the human experience. Maybe to the all life experience. And by negativity, I mean like sadness and anger, anguish, hardship. These things are all inevitable, I feel. But more than that, it's up to the individual as to how they process and react to such feelings. Because there's a lot of people that will essentially pity party themselves, yes? And just wallow in their own sadness. And that's the kind of person that I don't like. The kind of person that doesn't help himself. Just kind of stays in the same place with their negativity without trying to improve. And there's a certain person that I'm thinking of right now who would say, I wish I could do this. I wish I could draw. I wish I was better. I wish I was stronger. And that kind of thing. That kind of thinking is something that bothers me. Because they wouldn't really do anything towards that desire. This is someone that I don't think that person follows me. It's probably fine to talk about. It's fine. That person's probably not even here. If anyone. Another case. This person said, I wish I could draw. And would frequently state this desire of wanting to draw. I wish I could draw. But I don't have a tablet. I ended up paying like $30 or $60 for a drawing tablet for this person. Maybe like 10 years ago at this point. And they went to waste. That person never drew. Not that I know of. And that experience taught me that some people just can't really be helped. More than that, that experience taught me probably not the right lesson to take away from it, but taught me not to be nice, to help people with their desires, I guess, rather not, let me rephrase that. It taught me to not financially enable people, I guess. If it's for things like emergencies, like there's a recent time where I haven't checked if he's picked me back. I basically, yeah, it's fine. I'm okay with helping people, like, well, I don't know, actually. I'm rather very hesitant to involve money in anything. Because it's like with homeless people, right? I would want to help people. And I have before. I've given money to the homeless, I guess we'll call them. But I've seen, heard that you shouldn't give them aid because apparently they're gonna spend whatever money you give to them on I mean, instead of food, they're gonna spend it on like drugs and alcohol and that kind of stuff. And that it's better to give it to like a charity or something. But then you often see things come up about how charities aren't so charitable. And that they end up being kind of predatory. So then you kind of get stuck in a place of how can I help people without being taken advantage of? It's to not involve money, I guess. Help them by doing other things, I guess. Like one thing I saw was like give them food instead of money, or give them, I don't know, like dog food for their dog or something. But then sometimes it comes time to, rather than help others, how can you help yourself? When you're feeling this sort of negativity and hollowness, yes. At this point, it's been 20 years? Maybe? Well, closer to 15 years, technically. But I might have talked about that before at another point, but essentially, 15 years ago is when I started to, well, maybe 20 years, 20 to 15 years ago is when I started to, what do you mean 20 years if you're 19 years old? Is when I started to logic myself out of negativity. Why are you sad? Why are you upset? Because I can't do the things that I want to do. Why is that? Because certain people won't let me to. Why do you feel the way that you feel? Because I have desires, I guess, that aren't being met. And it kind of goes back to last week's Maslow's hierarchy, where everyone needs their basal needs met, such as shelter, food, water. And then people need their interpersonal relationships. And that's something that I've struggled with ever since I was younger, I suppose. I historically never really held a friend for longer than couple of years. In elementary school, I would. Wow, this is turning into an actual. one of those streams. Basically, in person anyways, specifically for in person, I've never held a interpersonal relationship for longer than maybe 5 years at most, because I've constantly been moving around from place to place very nomadically. So I'll meet people, but I don't really spend much time with them. More so recently. I don't mind meeting people. I don't mind talking to them. But it almost always seems to be the case that I don't maintain these relationships, friendships, acquaintances, what have you. None of them really felt that deep as well. We're getting to the meat of the stream as soon as I explain the first half, I suppose. Because this connects. This connects, I swear. There's another line now that I'm thinking about. And I was actually listening to this earlier. Paramore, the only exception. The line is, and up until now, I had sworn to myself that I'm content with loneliness. These lines, lyrics come up in my head rather frequently. And there's another one that I had in my mind earlier. I'm just Ken. Just a song in general. It's a great song. It's a great movie. I just realized something. It's fine. I was gonna have a PNG. That's fine. And so we feel these things, yes. But how do we cope with these emotions? Some people just live with it, like having their leg like completely infected and infested and has maggots and everything. And that's probably the kind of person that always complains about their life and says that they wish that things were better without actively working towards any kind of endless level solution. But then you have options. You have... Okay. That's a friend. And I'm glad that there are people that I can talk to now. To some extent, I guess. But there are solutions. There's always solutions to problems, yes. In the case of the really messed up leg, yes, analogy, you might consider antibiotics. You might consider amputation if it gets really bad. Hello, Coxton. Maybe. So in this case, it is good to talk to people. It's good to. These are the things that I personally do. Is I like to. I think I've said this before in a previous stream like this. Actually, I like to draw. I like to write. I like to stream. I like to exercise. I will take a really long shower. And these are ways that I like to take my mind off things. Exercise is really good, surprisingly. You find this lifting meme. Let me see if I can find it. I found it. I found it. I like this one. Really quickly. Save it. I don't know what that is. Oh my goodness. I can't just drag things onto the stream. Perhaps the heaviest things that we lift are not our weight, but our fields. Anonymous. And it's not wrong. Not wrong. So we try to escape, solve, confront our problems by lifting. And sometimes it works. Most of the time it works. And if it doesn't work, you get strong. Not through my own, well, okay, maybe partially by my own fault, but I haven't been to the gym lately, truthfully. Though I try to go almost every day. But it's been too long of a break for me personally. But that's because I usually get a ride to the gym with a friend. But he's been busy with life, I guess. So we haven't really been going. But it's fun. I've been meaning to start a new home routine, but I haven't really gotten around to it. It's hard to build routine. So these are these ways that I listed, yeah. Streaming, journaling, drawing, content creation, I guess. Gym, shower, running, exercise. These are forms of venting, I suppose. He's venting. But these are healthy ways, I would say, as opposed to non-healthy ones, such as drinking, gambling, sex, drugs, alcohol. And I frequently, extremely frequently, think of Bro, I'm saying, don't drink while I'm in here. I went back and found that stream where he said that, unfortunately, because his account got deleted, the comment was also deleted. But I did respond to it. And it's something that's stuck with me. And it's something that I try not to do. Though I get very strong urges to drink very often. Lately. But I won't. Because it's never a good idea, I feel, to drink while you're in a not so great mood. That's why I only ever drink when I'm in a good mood with friends. Or I want to sing. One of the two. Speaking of singing, I'm thinking about doing a karaoke on, what is it, 4th? 5th anniversary coming up in 2 weeks? August 8th, I believe. Kind of hard to believe that I've been ringing for that long. I think it's 4. Let me check real quick. Studio. Content. Yeah. Let's see. Back in August of last year? There it is, 3rd anniversary. Okay, so this is gonna be 4th anniversary. That's what I thought. Yeah, so weird. That one had a lot of views. Oh wow. Oh, then again, I did go for 6 hours. Not too surprising. I think I did karaoke for that stream. Decent amount of. I'm looking at numbers. I shouldn't be looking at numbers, but it's good data. Doesn't hurt to have data. And one of my flaws is I like to quantify things. Maybe it's a sort of autism. Maybe. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Sometimes I do worry that I have some kind of brain problem that I don't know about. It's probably all the sleep deprivation that's been. I'm curious now, actually. Let me go on. Scholar.google.com. Yes. Sleep deprivation with neurodegeneration. It's true. Chronic sleep disturbance and neural injury. No evidence of brain cell degeneration after long-term sleep deprivation in rats. Acute sleep deprivation in mice generates protein pathology consistent with neurodegenerative diseases. Okay, so this is newer. And the other one is from 30 years ago. It was probably very likely that. I think we found the problem. Acute sleep deprivation in mice generates protein pathology consistent with neurodegenerative diseases. I might have a genuine brain problem. Cool. Fascinating work. This paper came out 2 years ago, which in the academic setting is a little tiny bit dated. So, lateralized brunt of sleep deprivation on white matter injury in a rat model of Alzheimer's disease. Fascinating stuff. I've not read a paper in some time. It's all very interesting stuff though. Another unhealthy cope. Same normal people seem to have working brains. Yeah, we just don't know. With neurodegenerative diseases, there's a lot of unknowns. Sometimes you just get it. Because sometimes a bug, a dog, I don't know why I said bug. Sometimes a dog bites your ankle, and then you get Alzheimer's. Or some kind of dementia. I refuse to elaborate on that. But another unhealthy cope, I would say, is... I already forgot. Oh, another unhealthy cope is kind of just ignoring it and hoping that it goes away. I'm very guilty of doing that. Not confronting the issue. Kind of just ignoring it until the problem goes away. And sometimes it does go away. Sometimes it doesn't. It's not a good thing to do, I feel, but maybe it's a get away from the issue temporarily kind of thing. But I find that having a creative hobby can be a really good outlet for venting, I suppose. So I could be playing an instrument, drawing, writing, working out. Anything that's productive, really, I feel is a good way of releasing stress. Hello, Connie. Good morning. I suppose maybe not. I do wonder where playing video games would fall under. Would that be a positive or a negative way of coping? I would say that's probably on the side of negative, just because you're not really confronting the issue and kind of just ignoring it by doing something else. But then the same could be said of, like, not really, because with drawing and writing, and that's more, I feel like creative hobbies are much more liable to help confront issues, maybe. I don't know, I'm not a psychologist, although I've taken many psychology classes. I'm something of an armchair psychologist myself. I've taken, in high school, I took AP psychology. I got a 5, a perfect score basically on the exam. I think I got an A in the class in high school. And then I went on to take, what was it? I don't remember if I took another psychology class after that. Like a basic psychology course. But I did take social psychology, I believe it was. The psychology of society. We live in a society, yeah. I took social psychology. And I learned a lot from that. There's very many overlaps with biology. I took sociology as well, which I feel like is below, not in a like society is, I mean sociology is like dumb compared to psychology kind of way, but rather more sociology is applied psychology, which is applied biology, which is applied chemistry, which is applied physics, which is applied mathematics. Essentially, is what I'm trying to get to what I'm trying to say. And then there's anthropology too, the study of people, society. You're supposed to fix me. Instead, you ruined me. You ruined me. Ah. I love that video. Society. You were. Oh, wait, it's society. You had a chance to fix me. Instead, you broke me. I have to put it on screen. Hold on. Oh, it's too good. It's way too good. Let me put it on screen. Display capture? No. I don't want that. Yeah. Okay, check it out. This one. Wait. Instead of fixing me, you broke me. You broke me. I like how his mom comes in behind. Wait. I didn't even. Whoops. There's no sound. Whoa! I'm so dumb. Whoops. Okay, one more time.
Society, you had a chance to fix me. Instead of fixing me, you broke me! You broke me!
I love this video.
Society, you had a chance to fix me. Instead of fixing me, you broke me! You broke me!
It's funny, but I feel like many people can relate to this. And I feel like it's very, very common in modern day to feel this way. That society, so to speak, has failed you. And maybe it's true. In some ways, that is kind of true. We, and by we, I mean, like my and younger generations, have kind of inherited, a not so great time. I'm not even gonna get into like all the issues, but modern day. I don't have to explain anything else. Modern day is kind of very slop. We have modern day slop everywhere you look. And so, like, back in my day, we didn't have iPads or these phones and tablets and whatever. And we had to go outside and ride our bikes 2 ways up hills, upstairs to the roof, and jump off for fun. That's what we did for fun. We jumped off roofs. And we call that skateboarding. But now you have kids getting one shot by tablets by the age of like 1 because parents are lazy. And whose fault is that? It's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. I did nothing wrong. Whippersnappers could never. They could never. I'm thinking about. I shouldn't talk about it. But it's normal for being like any living being. Because that's what we talked about last week, yeah? The meaning of life is reproduction, ultimately, objectively. And it's very rare that a person doesn't feel this need for a family, I guess. Seems to be a very universal instinct for most. Sometimes I'll go on my old social media from like a million years ago, and I'll see people that I used to know from high school and all that and beyond have much more different lives than I. And I feel like I've kind of stagnated my life. But I don't know. It doesn't really, well, what bothers me more than anything is, I guess it does bother me. Getting older without really having accomplished much. Or rather, accomplished what I wanted to do, rather, I should say. Because I have accomplished a lot in my life, but it's the greed, the drive, the desire to do more, to do better, to do greater. And I feel like I haven't accomplished very much, if any, of what I wanted to do. Though I have done a lot. I've succeeded where others have failed, and I have failed where others have succeeded. And that's what I think about a lot, instead of thinking of my successes. I tend to do a lot on my failures. And that's something that I partially wanted to talk about as well, I guess, today, is failure. Lots of different kinds of failure, I suppose. There's the famous quote of shoot for the moon or something like that. If you fail, you'll land among the stars, something like that. Something like that. So my expectations of myself are very high. And I guess that's normal for anyone to be hard on themselves, but my expectations for myself are very high. And I've done a lot, I suppose. With my own education, I've gone way farther than not just my parents, but most people, I guess. I think I've gone, well, granted I am the oldest of my brothers, but I don't know how far they plan to go. But from the beginning, I've always wanted to fully maximize my education, and that entails obtaining a PhD at some point. don't know if I've talked about it before, but I was at some point in the graduate program on that track to receive it. But I guess I didn't really see. My issue is intrinsic motivation. That's my biggest flaw, I would say, is I don't have intrinsic motivation to do a lot of the things that I want to do. And so I ended up essentially getting fired from the program for not meeting expectations. But they gave me a participation trophy in the form of a master's degree, which is, it's something, I guess, but it's not what I wanted. So I ended up having a graduation and everything for stopping with a master's. It's just not what I wanted at all, but my family ended up flying out for the graduation. And the entire time I was fairly upset because I saw it as a personal failure that I had to drop out of that program. But my parents saw it as my greatest success, I guess. And in a way, they're not wrong. Up to that point, I am the first in my family. I'm the first of many firsts, rather. For example, I'm the first to graduate from high school. I'm the first to graduate from a university. I'm the only one to do any graduate school. I have a lot of education, but not a lot of experience, unfortunately. I had a food service job, but in terms of having like a real, well, I guess that was a real job, yeah, but I don't really have real work experience in my field, I guess. And I've been in education for as long as I can remember. Even now, I'm still in education. I took a year-long break to be a NEET, basically. But back in education. After catastrophic failure, I'm no longer in the field that I wanted, unfortunately. But that's not gonna stop me. Because even before this failure, I had another failure in my first year of university. I don't know if I've talked about it. I don't really like to talk about myself too much, but even if it's motivational, I guess, because this is what I've said before to some of my classes, there's always more chances. Yeah, there's always more chances. In my first year of university, in the second semester, I ended up failing most of my classes, I think. I don't really remember the exact details, but I think I gave like a ton of excuses. A lot of memories from that time. In either case, I ended up dropping out of university that first year. And then I moved back in with my parents. I went to community college and enrolled there for psychology. That's my backup major, I guess. And then I think this is when I took social psychology. Is at that point, that was my very first semester. I enrolled in social psychology and some other general education classes. But about 2 weeks, maybe like a week into it, I kind of had like a self discussion with myself in that I didn't want to give up on biology as my path, and I wanted to try again. So I went to the whatever office, school office, and I changed my major from psychology back to biology, which is what I was in before. I think it was chemistry that I failed, and I think math. I've never been good at math. Failed chemistry and math and some other classes, I don't remember. I think I was taking like 3 or 4 classes at the time. And I failed like half of them. And that's why I had to drop out. Anyways. I re-enrolled into biology. And then I went on to fail every single chemistry class. So I had to retake every single chemistry class that I had taken, including General Chemistry 1, General Chemistry 2, Organic Chemistry 1, Organic Chemistry 2, which should have taken 4 years of university. Ended up taking me 6 years or so. Yeah. Maybe 7 actually. 6 or 7. Oh jeez. So dumb. Anyways, yeah, about 6 years of university. But also some of that was because people, this is going back to pre-meds, my enemy. Pre-meds would be constantly clogging up my field. Sad to say, 6 it is an accident. I swear it is an accident. Pre-meds would keep taking up my classes that I needed to take. So I got delayed about a year or 2. And the thing with pre-meds is that they have a very, very high dropout rate. And most of them don't really, because like, when I was teaching biology, this is like intro bio. Yeah, I was teaching intro bio. I asked the class, what are your aspirations? And like maybe a good 50-70% of them would say, I want to be a doctor, I'm pre-med, whatever. And on the inside, I knew most of you are not going to make pre-med. I didn't say it, but that's what the statistics show. Is that most people don't make it through pre-med, or even get to med school, for that matter. So for the longest time, I had this kind of disdain for pre-med people, anyone in medical, really. Now here I am, 50 years later, in medical. Not that I ever plan to do med school at all, of course. I have no plans to stay in medical. Not past a certain point anyways. I do want to go back to ecology at some point. Ecology is my animal behavior, for that matter. Ecology and animal behavior, those are my 2 interests. And then psychology as well. What I wanted to study, what I was studying in grad school rather, was avian cognition. That is to say, bird brains is what I was studying. But maybe it worked out for the better? I don't know. Because there tends to be not a lot of work after you finish a PhD. aside from staying in academia. And as for private sector, I don't imagine that there's much for bird brain research in private sector. Private sector is all medicinal stuff, pharmacy, big pharma, whatever, that kind of thing. That's biotech. That's what has jobs in biology. Genetics, I guess, too. And I've never been interested in money when it comes to a job, anyways. I wanted to do what I enjoyed. And I understand that medical pays high, but that's not something that I'm interested in. I don't care about people medically. But what I do now, it's very interesting at the very least. I'm learning a lot about the human body now. I knew a lot about bird bodies and anatomy and physiology and behavior and all that, but and that's what I would consider myself sort of, maybe not exactly an expert in, is birds. But I am learning about humans, I guess, and the inner workings and such. To some extent, at the very least. And it's very interesting. And I'm thankful that it's not nursing. Because I don't know that I would make it as a nurse, considering how much I do not like to deal with people. And shout out to Brolime, for real, because he can do that. And I know a lot of nurses get burnt out and get really cynical. My friend, even, he's a previous nurse. And he said that he got tired of patients not really following medical advice. And that their diabetes would get worse and worse and worse. And then they go blind, they gotta get their limbs chopped off, and they don't care. They keep eating their fat cakes and such. And he said that he got tired of that. And he didn't want to work with people anymore. He lost faith in people, I guess. And so we're now on the back end, so to speak. Yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. But going back to failures, I would frequently tell, "Hello, B5. How you doing?" Better than, well, I would frequently tell people, no, not people, I would frequently tell my students, rather, especially in first year bio, that I failed every single one of my chemistry classes. And yet I was still in that position. Though that kind of brings it back to the beginning of stream. I'm not from my own sort of opinion, but apparently it seems to be like a recurring trend that I'm not a good teacher. It seems like, according to my students. Teaching is hard. I was told that as long as you know the content more than your students know the content, then you're fine as a teacher. However, translating a subject that you're knowledgeable in to make it understandable is the hard part of teaching. So getting a concept such as like genetic drift and explaining that it's composed of migration, mutation, wait, no, drift, mutation, migration, drift. I'm forgetting the concepts now. Hold on. I have to look it up now. Hold on. This is bothering me a lot. That it's the 3 M's. Mutation, migration. Oh, the Hardy-Weinberg assumptions. That's what it is. Migration, mutation, selection, and genetic drift. These are the 4 concepts of the fundamental mechanisms that drive evolution and change the genetic makeup of populations over time. Mutation, migration, selection, and drift. Those are the fundamental concepts behind evolution. It helps if you research YouTube videos for videos explaining the subject. Oh, you're right, yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of teachers that would provide video resources, and a lot of the time, video resources are pretty helpful. Like my previous instructor, maybe like a month ago, introduced me to a online resource, and he not break it down as in like dancing, but he broke it down in a way that made it very understandable, the online resource that is. And some people are just not good teachers. Maybe myself. But like my current instructor, well, kind of. He's younger than me, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe we're like the same age. Kind of weird to think about. That kind of thing. But yeah, I would tell my students that I failed all of my chemistry classes and yet I'm still here, teaching you. So if I can fail so many times and still make it through to this level, so can you. And I hope that helped at least one person. And if not, I hope that can help you. Knowing that I've had so many critical failures in my life, and yet I still came out with a master's, I guess. Consolation prize, as my consolation prize was that. It's not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. But land among the stars or whatever they say. And a lot of people are very impressed that wow, you have a master's. Wow, you must be so smart. And then they find out, oh, you can't count. You're not smart at all. To that I say, having a college degree or even a graduate degree doesn't necessarily mean that you're smart. It just means that you know how to study, I guess. And you know how to basically take tests. And I'm really good at taking tests. I'm very good. Especially when it comes to multiple choice, those are easy. But I don't believe that intelligence can be quantified. True intelligence can be quantified. Includes the IQ test. I don't really believe in IQ tests personally. It feels, I don't know, maybe I'm coping. Maybe I'm not coping. Maybe IQ tests are a sham after all. They're trying to get your money. That kind of thing. But I really don't believe that intelligence can be quantified by a single number. Because we have things like emotional intelligence. And we have things like cultural knowledge, I guess. Like anthropology. Or like knowing things, I suppose. College taught me how to pass exams but didn't qualify me for most jobs in my area. Yeah, that tends to be the case. you can only get so much from classes and coursework, but it doesn't really give you the experience necessary for working. And even then, it's often said that intelligent people tend to be lonely. Or maybe it's just that dumb people are blissfully unaware of their own ignorance or something like that, whatever that quote was. Sometimes I feel a little smart, sometimes I feel very dumb. And I feel that I'm both. I know a lot of things. I know a lot of things. I could tell you about quantum physics, for example. I can tell you about, okay, maybe not chemistry, but I was just explaining like the mechanics of evolution just now, with mutation, migration, selection, natural or genetic drift. I know all those concepts. But there's some things that I don't know. There's a lot of things that I don't know. And I think that's what truly makes you intelligent, is being self-aware. I think that's a sign of intelligence. Is when you accept that there's a lot of things that you can't do yet. A lot of things that you don't know yet. Intelligence has many layers. You can be a genius biologist, but below average polymath, while excelling in a very specific area. That's what I was gonna get to, yeah. A lot of people assume that just because I have advanced degrees, that I'm some kind of like mega genius or something, but all those degrees mean that I know a lot about my specific area that I studied. And even then, my instructor said that I didn't really know evolution that well. And that's the reason why I was put as the grader for that course. So there's a lot of things that I'm not too great at. There's a lot of things that I am great at. What am I great at? Wasting time. I'm not great at math, for example. I'm terrible at numbers. And that's the biggest thing that's got me yelled at, like, oh wow, you're bad at math. How can you be bad at math if you have a college education? That kind of just goes to show how ignorant you really are. If you think that college education really makes you that much smarter than most other people. Like, I don't know anything, well, up until recently, I don't know anything about economics. I couldn't tell you, well, there was a time where I knew the formula for compound interest, but I couldn't tell you anything about microeconomics, for example. I couldn't tell you anything about, like, I don't know, like advanced stocks or something. I don't know, that kind of thing. About business, about geology, for example. I know a lot about biology and psychology to a lesser extent, but that's kind of as far as it goes, I guess. I don't know very much about a lot, is how I feel. But if they can name every monster species, that's another thing, is that I have a lot of useless knowledge. I have a lot of culture, I guess, so to speak. Oh wait, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like specific niche culture, right? like Japanese culture. But that's not something that's useful. Like Comic Cat is held bi-yearly at Big Sight, Tokyo. Big Tokyo Big Sight. It's just like a fact that I know. But that doesn't necessarily make me smart. I know that um uh Japanese, the language, is based off of Chinese characters. That doesn't necessarily make me smart. That's not gonna help me solve like differential equations or whatever. It's just a lot of stuff that I just know. But I wouldn't say that that makes me smart. I just know a lot of things about a lot of things. I know how to cook. Does that make me smart? Maybe. Because in modern day, all people know is McDonald's, charge their phone, eat hot chip, twerk, and lie. That's what modern person knows how to do. So I guess cooking ability does make me just put me above a lot of people. Get back to woodwork. Intelligence has many layers. Oh, I read that. Or just getting a job that will keep you safely fed until retirement while not really being super competent at anything. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm kind of a generalist. I know how to do a lot of things. I know basic like computer stuff. I know basic cooking. I know basic plumbing. I know basic car stuff, I guess. I know basic art, art theory at the very least. I know color theory. But I wouldn't say that I specialize in anything. And maybe that's why, well, I guess I can just say it. Maybe that's why I failed out. If you know the basics to live and stay employed, who cares if you're bad at math, honestly? Yeah, that's how I feel. And that's how people with like a sub 100 IQ are able to live. They can keep jobs and such in places, jobs that accept them. Being dumb doesn't, like literally being dumb, doesn't necessarily mean that you're not good at things. At nothing, I guess. If that makes sense. There's something that everyone is good at. I like to believe that everyone is good at one thing at the very least. And if all you know is how to clean, or cook, or sweep, or mop, or dust, or Legos, or reading, or whatever, or writing, I think that's enough. As long as you're good at one thing, I suppose. And I feel like everyone is good at least one thing. Or everyone is like passionate on at least one thing. For me, I feel like it's very rare for me to feel passion. Whatever that it means. You know what? Let's look it up. Define passion. Passion is an intense, driving emotion or conviction. It refers to a strong feeling of enthusiasm, deep affection, or desire for a person, activity, or cause. It is a powerful force that compels action, bridging everything from romantic love and artistic devotion to deep anger. I feel that my emotions in general are very muted. I don't really feel emotions too strongly. I don't know what that is. Maybe like neurochemistry or something. I don't know. Who knows? But it's very rare for me to feel strongly about anything. Maybe that's why I failed. Because I don't have passion. I don't know. Oh, that's who I reply to them. Yeah, can you name every single monster girl species? Centaur, Minotaur, Harpy, Lamia, Slime Girl, Scylla, Snail Girl, Manticore, Venus Flytrap, Mosquito, Worm. I'm literally just playing these out of Monster Girl Quest. Goated story, by the way. I never finished it, but I need to go back to it and finish it eventually. I got to like the third act and I never finished it. You know why? Because I was at college and I had a roommate that was like right behind me. I I actually played a little bit of Monster Girl Quest with my roommate in the room. And then I got to Gnome's scene. And I got very uncomfortable very quick. Because that was a very good scene, that's why. And that was the last time, well, that I played with him in the room. But it was a good game. Very good game. Then you can dap him up and give him a pass for the class. I didn't even stream it. What? No, I played this like 10 years ago. Before live TD was even a thing. I played this back in like 2013, 2012. When it was still coming out, when it was being translated. That's when I was playing it. Like a long time ago. And then Paradox came out, and then like a bunch of other like side spin-offs came out. Never got around to finishing it. And at this point, I really do want to get back to it, but I feel like I would have to restart from the beginning. And I feel like I put in so many hours into that game. Right now, I can either hard study programming to maybe get a job at a private company where I'll work for half as much as the CEO owes friends on who skips 7 days of work and they get fired in a year. Apparently, programming has hit the wall, and it's not a good field anymore. I'm completely out of touch with the job market, but I would say that there is not really anyone hiring in modern day. And if you have a job, probably shouldn't get away from it. Because that was my problem, is that I couldn't find a job. Or maybe it's that I didn't have to try hard enough. But I know that way back when, maybe like when I got my first job, through nepotism, believe it or not. Because that's generally how it goes, is you get a job through nepotism. My dad knew the owner because the owner used to be his manager. So he got me a job in food service. And I like to think that I was a good worker. Because I was one of the first, well, when they started the business, I was like first on the team. And when the business closed down like 9-12 months later, I was the last one there. One of the last ones there anyways. So I got laid off and I got employment for a while. But then I couldn't find a job anymore after that. I could not find another job. Until I got like a semi-internship at my school, which did not pay enough, by the way. I was getting paid like $400, $500 a month when my rent alone was like $600, not including food, not including bills. So I was hemorrhaging money every month. I was getting paid like $400 and paying like $700. So I had negative income. So every month, every couple weeks, I would kind of recalculate and see how much money I had left. And I calculated it out to I would run out of money in, I want to say like May 2020 or so. And then guess what happened in March 2020? That's right, everyone got evicted. I went back home. I moved back into my parents' house. So I went back with like maybe $100 or $200. And I barely got saved from that. I almost had to take out loans. Thankfully I didn't. And I graduated loan free. And I guess I'm fortunate in that sense that I never had to indebt myself to others, literally and figuratively and financially and such and so forth. And I acknowledge that I am in the minority. Most people do have debt from mortgage, car, student loans, whatever. But all I have is just credit card from like just merch, really. But I pay it off. Or I can study for a public exam and get a government job at an area I don't care about, but where I'll never get fired and my payment never goes up, or never goes down, only up. Yeah, I feel like public sector is probably the best bet for jobs. It's not high pay, but it's pretty stable, I'd say. And that's what I'm aiming for in the long term is I would want to do public sector forestry specifically with like some kind of forest service. That's where I originally was aiming for. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't find any rather. Nepotism is how you get your job. That's how my brother got it. And me if I didn't squander it. Yeah. It's generally how it goes. You didn't make the CEO an extra $1 million this year. Off to the streets with the crackheads. Yeah. Objectively speaking, I have been fruitful, productive with my life to some extent, I guess. But at the same time, I feel that from my perspective, I haven't been maximizing that same life. Like, I could have done more. I could have started. See, I started learning Japanese back in 2010. It's been 16 years since then. 16 years. I could have been fluent in Japanese. I'm not even like N5 or whatever, N4. And so this wraps back to I don't have intrinsic motivation. And yet I still stream. Because I like streaming. Granted, maybe I don't have the motivation for high effort streams that a lot of my streamer role models, I guess. Oshi? No, she's the wrong word, but the streamers that I look up to, that I modeled, that I try to model myself after, I feel that their stuff is a lot better than mine. But I feel like that's kind of a natural thing to feel. But also, like, I don't. They have higher budgets as well, or rather, higher allocated budgets. I just realized I can do cooking streams again. I can do cooking streams again. I can do hand cams again. Hmm. I don't have any ideas though for that. Yeah, I don't really have any ideas. I feel like with hand cams, I feel that I've done a whole lot of really interesting, cool hand cam streams. Like I've done cosplay stream. I've done building Legos. I've done origami. I've done cooking. I've done assembling the rifle. Wait, no, that wasn't a stream. No, it was. It was on YouTube. No, it was on Twitch. I think it was on Twitch. Either way, I think I've done a lot of really cool hand cam streams. I've even done the bird stream, even the hiking stream. Those were enjoyable too. But I feel like I don't really have any hand cam ideas for where I'm at right now. I could probably do cooking, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like at this point, the food that I make is kind of just boring to prepare. There's a lot of waiting involved. Like with rice, I make rice, I let it boil for like 10 minutes. With chicken, I let it cook for like 1 hour. With boiling veggies, I let it boil for like 10 minutes. There's nothing really interesting about the things that I cook. So I don't know what I would really do for a hand cam stream. Stream love, thank you. It's easier to dedicate yourself more to streaming when you have a job providing you a safety net and funds for stream stuff. That is true, I guess. I ended up... I'm not gonna say investing because I don't like the word investing when it comes to like just buying stuff. But I guess in this case, it kind of is an investment. But not really. Because I already have a webcam. I already have a microphone. I already have a controller. But I ended up buying those things anyways. So like 20 plus 20 plus 30. We're gonna round up. I've spent maybe like $100 in the past 2 months alone for stream. But you wouldn't really be able to tell. Well, maybe if you went back to like exactly 2 months, you'd probably be able to tell by the model quality and the microphone quality, maybe. And I'm now able to play certain games as well because of the controller. And then with my other stuff, I guess I have spent about $200 on stream stuff. But a large portion of that, especially in the early days, the first year, maybe 2 years, a lot of it was paid for. I don't know if it's the case now. Well, it's different people now. But back then, I had a different audience, is basically what I'm trying to say. And I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. I don't know how to word it without sounding like ungrateful for who I have now anyways. I'm always appreciative of who I have. Even if it's like 2 people. It's fine. But I ended up getting a lot of the hardware for stream stuff back then through viewer funding. I think I had like at least 2 Akasupas back then. But again, I'm not ungrateful for anything ever. I'm thankful for anything, everything that I've gotten so far. That said, I'm a very jealous person. As much as I don't really know how to say it. But it's the new Geniki fans. It's the same for a lot of things in your life. Working out, learning Japanese, drawing. It's just easier with that nagging feeling of, oh no, I'm jobless. Is it on your mind? I guess so. New job. We need to get a job to donate more, I guess it was. You don't have to. At a certain point, well, I don't know if I should talk about that. But I was thinking about funding cosplay stuff as well on a side account. Never got around to it though. But almost all of my cosplay stuff, maybe like a good 60% of my cosplay stuff has been funded. But I was saying, I'm a jealous person. I'm lazy, but I'm also jealous. And I'm selfish. And this is why I say that I'm not a good person. Generally. I'm just a person. But there in 2 weeks, it'll be 4 years since I've started streaming. And a lot of streamers have come and gone. But I'm specifically thinking of certain ones that have just popped up this year. And they're already super popular. For me, it's very... I don't know. You can kind of understand what I'm getting at though. I like, at the very least, I'm proud of what I've done with myself, I guess. With drawing this, rigging this. It's not maybe that's the bad word. That's the wrong word. Wow, I'm all over the place. I was able to get this done, drawn, rigged, in about 2-3 months, having no experience with live TV. But I like what I did. It's not like professional tier, right? But it's workable. It's very expressive, especially the eyes. I like the eye tracking. It's very... With the eye tracking especially, I love how it can track when I like look away. Because that's how you know that I'm thinking, right? When I look away like this, or more than anything, it's like looking away. Because I tend to do that. I look away to think. That kind of thing. Oh, and also the I tend to I'm sure you've noticed I tend to smile a lot. And maybe that's a defensive mechanism. I don't know. I feel like it is. I tend to smile and laugh a lot. And you know what they say about the people that laugh the most. And if you don't, well, that's too bad. But I am proud of what I've created here. And that's not to discount at all what I've created. Because I've done what VTweeters can't do. Is stream. All you gotta do, just go live. It's that easy. Even with a pre-made model. Like how I started. I started with a pre-made model. Free to use. Pre-made. Just started. Now here I am. 4 years later. With my own model. Customizable at that. I got 2 outfits. Lots of accessories. I'm proud of what I've done. The people who laugh the most bring the most joy. Ho ho ho. Ho ho ho. I'm gonna break into your house. I'm gonna eat all your milk and your cookies. I have cookies over there actually. I haven't finished my cookies. They're my emergency food. I will eat 2 cookies if I feel hungry. Well, speaking of which, I didn't finish my food. Whoops. I got so caught up in talking. But I've enjoyed this stream. I liked this stream a lot better than last week's. I like kind of just flowing from topic to topic instead of having a set structure per stream. For as that's anyways. Going back to that first year of University where I dropped out. I was so bad. I think I've said this before. To the point where I could not order food for myself at like fast food restaurants. And I had to go with someone who would order the food for me. And I don't know how exaggerated that is at this point. I feel like some of what I did before, back then, was kind of exaggerated. Not unlike what I do today. A lot of little bit of peeling behind the curtain, but a lot of what I do on stream, maybe in life as well, it's a little bit exaggerated. I kind of tend to exaggerate myself, especially when I get drunk. It's really fun to exaggerate my drunkenness. But I know, maybe not, but I feel like I'm very able to act sober when I've had, of course, maybe like clearly not when I'm like drunk, but when I've had like just a little bit, like starting to feel it, that's when I tend to like exaggerate it. But it's fun. Should I got to the extreme? Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad. But now, I can go hours just talking. Just talking. I can actually hold a conversation now. But back then, it would be like, I could not hold any sort of conversation. It'd be like, yes, no, maybe, I don't know. But now it's like I can hold an entire conversation. And I'll even go out of my way. Maybe this is like going back to autism where they don't know how to communicate, but they can learn how to communicate. So one of the things that I learned is in order to make the other person feel like you're engaged with the conversation, you gotta ask questions about what they're talking about. So it's like, oh yeah, I went out and I bought a car and I didn't really like it, but I ended up buying it anyways. Oh yeah? What kind of car was it? Well, it was a Mitsubishi, it was a Mirage, and I originally really wanted to get it, but then I didn't actually buy it because of the gas, you know. Oh yeah, do they have any? Do they sell those in hybrid or not? Because I know that hybrids are generally better on gas mileage. Well, yeah, I think they did. I don't really know how, but they do make those. Well, I think I would actually prefer a hybrid, ideally, that kind of thing, right? Just maintain conversation. I can maintain conversation. And I can talk normally, like a real person. But it's tiring. It's tiring talking with people. So I will give them enough to make them think that I'm a normal person. The solid snake method, what's that? What? I haven't played that yet. Oh, that is a game that I wanted to play on stream for a long time. I eventually am gonna play Metal Gear Solid. I tried playing Metal Gear. It didn't work out. For NES, I think it was. Metal Gear something. Saturn? I don't remember what it was. Anyways. I've been told by someone that I haven't changed in the past 15 years when I met him. But I have changed in a lot of ways. And in a lot of ways, I've not changed. I'm still calm, collected, kind of gloomy at times. That's something that hasn't really changed. Kind of comes and goes, really. And it feels like it's kind of just part of my personality at this point. And maybe it's not a good thing to be gloomy, I guess. But I've been better, historically. Maybe not recently. But we're not going to talk about that. Actually, this is exactly the topic, isn't it? Streaming helps, because it's creative. Writing, drawing, exercising, showering, streaming. These are things that I feel are beneficial for me, for my... I was thinking about needy streamer overdose this morning and mental darkness and such. But streaming genuinely does help me, especially this kind of stream. It's kind of like a event in of itself. The food part you gotta work on. Oops. See, a lot of people will cope by eating, right? But that doesn't work for me. I don't derive pleasure from food. And a lot of people do, and they'll stress eat. But I don't have that. I don't get that. And endorphins, serotonin, dopamine from eating. It's just food. Something that I have to do. Yeah, I completely forgot. See, I made food like half an hour before stream. I was eating it, and then I forgot. Yeah, it is something that I tend to forget. That's something that I've always found extremely entertaining. is when a tuber is eating on stream, and you can clearly tell that they're chewing. And now I'm seeing it on stream, and it's like, that's funny. You can tell that I'm eating. Shout out to the people that tell me to eat. They're so real for that. Another thing I'm thinking about right now, I wouldn't call it a failure because I didn't really, well, in a way I did, but last year I was aiming for monetization by the end of the year, by December, last Christmas. I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. And so I was like maybe 70%, about 70% of the way to monetization. I didn't make it. I ended up taking a really long break. And I lost all my watch hours. And I came back, and I had to restart basically. But now, let me check again. I'm at 173. Calculator. 173 divided by 3,000. Hold on, I can't. 173 divided by, damn it, 3,000. Wow. Wait. Oh, 6%. Right? Is that 6%? Huh? Wait, no, it is, right? It's about 6%. Basically, I just gotta stream more. Because of a hell of a break, it was a really long break, yeah. But I'm glad to be back. The teal deer of it is that work, basically. But I found work. I have income now. I'm now stable. You have a horse to go with that stable? I need to get hit for that. Oh no, don't hit me. I'm gonna enjoy it. I may be a little tiny bit masochistic. Just a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. I can have a little tiny bit of a masochism as a trait, yeah? Oh no. Don't choke me. I'm not that much of a freak though. Okay, you know what? Never mind, I take it back. I am a freak. However, I'm not like a BDSM freak. That's a little bit too far. Yeah. It's harmless. Good art, job. Oh yeah, job arc. Peter. The horse is here. Wait. Can I? Peter. The horse is here. I can't. I tried. That's another thing I want to do though. I have always wanted to do like voice. How do I say this in a non-lewd way? Like voice acting, I guess. Like not professionally, of course. I would never want to be a voice actor as a profession. But I enjoy like making voices, I guess, if that makes sense. It's fun. That reminds me. There's a game. Not what's it called? Anyways, there's a game that I streamed a long time ago. that I made voices for. Well, I guess kind of in general. Vocal training, I guess kind of. But I enjoy. Yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is vocal training streams. But it's embarrassing. It's extremely embarrassing. I don't even know why it's embarrassing, but I'm getting kind of fidgety just thinking about it. But I do like making voices. There's a guy a long time ago, back when I. Good morning. I'm gonna end stream soon anyways, I gotta sleep. But before that, I wanted to finish my thought. There's a guy back when I used to do food service. He said, my voice sounds like a Simpson, like I would be a Simpsons character voicing. And I told that to someone. He said, nah, I don't really hear it. My normal speaking voice, that is. But making voices is something that I have fun with. I like it a lot. It's very embarrassing though. Embarrassing to make those voices, but because most vocal exercises are stick out your tongue and say yeah 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 yeah. I don't understand what you mean by that. Wait, stick out your tongue. That's weird. Don't say that again. Don't make me do that again. That's weird. I'm gonna do it again. That's so stupid. How did you make that sound? What do you mean? You just stick out your tongue and you say that. I can't make that sound. What do you mean? What do you mean? You just stick out your tongue and you say that. I'm telling you, I have always loved making voices. Hello, Clanker upstairs. Good morning. And it's fun. It's genuinely really fun. Chicken training. But having people hear the noises that I make is embarrassing. Especially when I'm practicing. It's like I'm practicing to get better at certain voices. And that's what is embarrassing. It's that it's like you're basically watching me draw, I guess. It's like, I'm not done with the painting. Stop looking at it. It's a work in progress. I don't want you to look at it until it's done. But the way it's... How am I supposed to get to the level that I want if I don't practice, essentially? And there's certain streamers that I'm thinking of right now. They have the ability to I was gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. It's extremely embarrassing. But the goal is to have... I hate myself for this. I'm jealous of streamers that have cute voices. Like, yeah. It's something that I wanna do. It's something that I've wanted to do since I started streaming. But I got drunk on the very first stream. And I came out with my regular voice. And I've tried to go for the kind of voice that I wanted to have when I've done voiceovers for certain characters. But it's still not to the level where I want it to be. I have this illusion for you. Laryngectomy. Yes. Vocal feminization for beginners. You don't think I've searched through that? You don't think you don't think I've been aware of that for the past 20 years? I am very much aware of all the techniques. However, the practice is embarrassing. It's more than anything the intermediate voice between ideal and current. It kind of disgusts me. I don't know how else to explain that. Like, as it is, I already I'm sure everyone's gonna say, yeah, well, I hate my voice too. I don't like my voice. I think my voice is dumb. Yeah, well, mine is worse. Because with most people, their voice actually sounds normal, within range, like a normal pitch. My voice is higher pitched than most people when I talk normally. Practice on your own, off stream in your bathroom if you live with your roommates. The issue with that is I don't have immediate feedback. So with those videos, it's like you should record your own voice. Squeaky voice. I've kind of gotten used to my voice, especially since I listen to it. Like even right now, I have it set to that I can hear myself speak. So I'm kind of used to my voice, but also I am kind of modulating it a little bit so that it's more tolerable to myself. Yeah. So like if I were to use my normal voice, I don't like my normal voice. And I mean, it's kind of a normal thing for tubers to change their voice. And I guess I'm not different. Most of the time, I don't know when I use my actual voice, but like right now, this isn't really my normal voice. It's kind of like a softer, lighter, a little bit. And then when I get tired, it's completely unintentional, but you get it again. Well, I'm not even gonna describe it, but I've done streams with that kind of voice before, and I like that kind of voice actually. I think it was recently where I was like listening to myself like, oh, I like that voice a lot. That's that voice almost turns me on. I didn't say that though. Goes down 5 octaves. This. I can't even go down that high. This. 1 second. This is my normal voice. I can't. That actually hurts me to do longer than like 5 seconds actually. The demon voice, so to speak. The demon crow. But I see, I would want to do voice training streams, but that's embarrassing. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Another thing that I kind of do, staying positive, yes. Another thing that I do like about my voice is that it has range. Upper range, anyways. Like, I can't go down. I can't downshift my voice, but I can go higher. And, like, especially when when I get excited, or like I'm like embarrassed, or like just now, like I don't want to do it, that kind of thing, right? My voice goes really high. I like that. Only uphill from here, but I like something like that, I guess. So basically, like, it's not exactly to where I would want my voice to be, ideally. Like Neo. Shout out to Neo Paulino, but I really like his voice. Both voices, I guess, that he does. The high pitched and the normal pitched. That kind of ability is something that I'm jealous of. I like yours more. Wow. I was looking at his channel earlier. He hasn't streamed in like months. I hope he's doing okay. That tends to be like, it's a trend, but most VTubers don't last past a year, unfortunately. And here I am, still going. I've said in the past, a long time ago, back when I had an active mod, that I would never fully actually like do a full-on official graduation or whatever, but I would just gradually stream less and less and less until I just stopped streaming completely. But I'm still here. I'm still here. Still streaming. After almost 4 years. 4 years. One of my friends, he still uses his VTuber Twitter. I was actually really surprised that he still posts on his VTuber Twitter, but he's not posted. I mean, he's not streamed in like 3 years. So, yeah. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know. But point is, most VTubers don't keep up with it. 3 years, something like that. I don't know, maybe 2 years. He hasn't streamed. He streamed over the summer 1 year. Like maybe 3 months he streamed, maybe 2 months, and then he kind of just stopped. Granted, I think he was busy with his own life and a lot of things, but I've always come back. I've had long breaks. I want to say that I've streamed maybe like in the past 2 years. I mean, in the past 4 years, I've streamed maybe 2 years. Because I've taken a lot of breaks, especially around October or so. But this past huge break that I took was necessary for life purposes, really. But I'm stable again, so that's something. Graduations are dumb. You will almost never feel the same about your something your whole life. Maybe 2 weeks later, you miss streaming again. Yeah, that's why I don't really plan to do so. Hiatus is way better because you can come back whenever or fully drop it if you don't feel like coming back. The yearly October pregnancy. I mean, I do have a 1-year-old. You saw him last year. If anyone remembers Chozo. I don't think my brothers even remember his name. I think my mom just calls him the bird. But yeah, I do have that child from a year ago that my cousin just kind of dropped on me. But yeah, the child's alive. He's well alive. He's had his first birthday maybe like a month or two ago. Sorry, brother, but I have to what up? Come here. I'm gonna we're gonna do a little SRS. Yes. SRS. Sexual reassignment surgery. Guards impregnata this man. Yeah. Man, so much has happened in the past 4 years. As for this year, wait, second? Yeah, for my second anniversary, I did a karaoke stream. Right before, now that I think about it, for my second anniversary, I did a karaoke stream right before I had to go on hiatus. So I took another break after my second anniversary. And then third anniversary last year, I took another break after that. So the recurring trend seems to be I take a break after every anniversary. But this time, no plans for breaks. I took a very, very extended long break. No plans for breaks. No break plans. I'm gonna keep streaming consistently. Oh yeah, getting back to the vocal training and stuff, it's embarrassing. But it's fun. It's fun to do voices. It's just embarrassing to try to be cute kind of thing. Cause I don't really see myself as C-word. Even though a lot of people have told me that I am. I don't really see it personally. But then again, my opinion doesn't really matter when a lot of people on the outside seem to. You know what? I gotta sleep. I gotta sleep. Yeah? Today is Tuesday. Okay. C-word crow. Yeah. C-word crow derogative. Wait, no, crow is not derogative. I take it back. No. I take it back. Let's see. What other streams did I want to do though? I would want to do another reading stream. It's been a while since I've done that. I kind of do enjoy reading streams. It would help me with catching up on Lovecraft. Although, maybe I should just not finish that one. I think I was reading At the Mountains of Madness last time, but it's been like 2 years since I did that stream. I might just skip over the next book and read that one instead. But I enjoy reading streams. As for this week, I said that I was gonna do another chapter of. I keep for Deltarune. I keep forgetting the name. I did say that I was gonna play another chapter of Deltarune at some point. It feels like a commitment, you know? And I don't like to do. I should though. I restarted. But do I want to continue with chapter 2 this week? Or do I want to do something else? What kind of. I don't really like doing game streams. But I like these. I like these streams. It's kind of like a more laid back, honest, kind of chill, real stream. Where I kind of just talk and talk. Watch alongs would be fun if you have any series that you want that you watch with company. Wait. Watch alongs would be fun if you have any series you want to watch with company. I love the facial expressions on this model. They're so reflective. Like, it's almost scary how expressive this model is. Yeah. It's like, it's not even professional grade, and it's very matches my expression very well. Like this, very accurate. That expression is very accurate. Oh, also when I laugh too, it's very captures it very well. Model webcam. Okay. Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. No. Deltarune is Pog too. I haven't finished chapter 1. Go finish it. Go finish chapter 1. So that you can watch my reaction. Let's react. Chapter 2. Yes. I would want to do more horror streams, I guess, but I don't have my heart rate monitor at the moment, and maybe I should send for it. But I don't know if, because it's at my parents' house at the moment, my heart rate monitor. But it's in like 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces total. So like the actual monitor, the battery cover, and the strap. And I don't know if my parents would be great at like sending the entire thing, because I have all 4 separate usually. So I would have to like, maybe I should send for it. Because I've been wanting to do Silent Hill, Resident Evil, Parasite Eve, all those games. But I feel like the heart rate monitor would enhance it so much more, you know? Because with the Silent Hill 1 just now, that I did a couple of weeks back, I was so terrified most of the time, and I was so extremely high cortisol. And I feel like the heart rate monitor would just what's the word? Make it better. It would make the streams better. So maybe I should get around to having them send it over. Another thing that I missed doing, that I kind of enjoyed a little bit, was, well, maybe not. Because first, Okay. Frustrating can be drawing at times. Yes, I'm dyslexic. Your heart rate, how your heart rockets skyrocketed. Wow, yeah, that's exactly how I talk. Your heart rockets skyrocketed. Yeah, I'm verbally dyslexic. Wait, I'm digging into my sleep time. Oops. I gotta get up early tomorrow. Well, same time that I always do, rather. But I need to be asleep by like now, so that I can get up and eat properly. Streaming is fun though. Oops. I enjoy streaming, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. It's fun. You know what makes it fun? Viewers like you. Thank you. Shout out to PBS. Go eat and eat. Eat and no, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat. PBS kids. So true. Shout out to PBS kids. PBS was great. But as for this weekend, I don't know what I want to stream. I gotta figure it out. What? I don't know what I want to stream. Cause I don't really want to do this vocal training. That's really embarrassing. What? Wait. What if I do a stream of embarrassing myself, making an absolute clown of myself? I remember Bro Lime and Neo did a stream on girl voices, so to speak, I guess, and they did really good. Like Bro Lime especially did really good with his voice, and I was just like, I want to do that, but it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing because I hate my voice. It's gross. The demon called Nikki. How long is Berserker range? Was it Lila? I have a new one. Never mind. Hey, whatever, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I messed it up. Whatever. What if you pay while the vocal training so only fans can access it? Oh, yeah, now that you mention it, that would be a really good members only stream. If I had membership. Which I don't. Not yet. Eventually. Maybe in like 5 years. And I finally get monetized. By the time I'm like 60. That is one of my stream goals though, eventually. I do want to get monetization. It's difficult. But maybe your voices get views. Maybe I will do it. If if only there was a site for fans only. You know what? You know what? Let's do it. How about I completely embarrass myself on stream and I do this so-called vocal training on stream and I just absolutely shatter my whatever it is. I feel like I do a better job of singing it than I am. I might actually just do it. I might actually just say, heck, we'll do it live, and then I'm gonna absolutely just hate myself on stream for the content, for the content, for the content. I'm confused, Nikki. Why is the Wojak filling up the pecs? Don't worry about it. Just don't harm your throat for views. It's not that difficult for me to do, actually. Like, I've done vocal simulations, so to speak, off stream. It's not that hard for me. It's just a matter of being comfortable enough on stream to do it. 2222 water shot. Give me a second. Water shots. There you go. I should refill this. I just realized I have not. Oops. I didn't drink enough water today. Whoops. Oops. That's not good. Especially since I drank an energy drink today. I am mega dehydrated. Holy wow. Oops. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Gotta stay hydrated, Bird Bright. It's so hot lately. I've been indoors. Most of the time I've been indoors. Oh, you know what? You're right. It's gonna be really hot tomorrow. And I'm gonna be out tomorrow. Even indoors? Yeah. Oops. Probably should have drank more water. Oh well. Oh, it's fine. Yeah. I'm gonna be sweating a lot tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing a lot of physical exertion tomorrow for work. I didn't realize. Oops. Oh well. It is what it is. It's fine. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. Alright, so I'm thinking let's see. See, I wanna stream. I don't know what to stream. I don't like doing game streams too much. But maybe I'll do vocal training. Nikki's work as a swimming instructor requires a lot of water. Actually, I don't know where I was going with that. Bro hates gaming. Oh, that's right. Wait. You gave me a list of like kusoge. I lost the list. Truthfully. It was on my other computer rather. It was on my other computer. I'm on another computer right now. So I don't have the list anymore. I can find it. Yeah. Send it to this or on here on me. Yeah, not the alt. The main, as in like my main, as in like not yeah. Nikki hates gaming and us. The main, no, like this is as in like this main. This main, not the main, but this main. If that makes sense. This main. do I want to stream? Yeah. Oh, that's right. I have an entire ass list of stream ideas somewhere. Somewhere. I can just grab that. Oh, I love myself for compiling all my stream ideas, because I've had a fair amount of stream ideas over the past couple months, especially during the break. Not the Fansly ASMR out, the main. No, we're not gonna talk about that one. We're not gonna talk about that anymore. We're not gonna talk about that one. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that one. It should be sent to this main if you want to verify. Let me check. Yes, I got it. Okay, yeah, thank you. Space is Ninja Clones. Yeah. Castlevania. Oh. Ooh, Bubsy 3D. Castle Quest. 3D balls. Shaq Fu. Cool. Olive. Oh, you know what? Another game that I want to play was Conker's Bad Fur Day. Co-op. So like Bubble Bobble. What? That's not Kusoge. Bubble Bobble isn't Kusoge. What's wrong with you? Why is it? Bubble Bobble is not Kusoge. It is Kinoge. Bubble Bobble is peak. You cannot get the ending without 2 players. Oh, really? Cause I played it with my brother. Kinoge. Yeah, that's me. Just kidding. I'm not a gay. Well, we're not gonna get into semantics. I have an entire stream that I was gonna see. I had like a 64-hour breakdown on like fanboy culture and history and deep dive. That's what I was thinking about. I was gonna do like a super long deep dive on that entire topic, but I was still doing research. Yeah. That part was not Kusoge, that was co-op. Ah, okay, I see. So like collab ideas, I see. Simpsons. Okay. Got it. Understood. They were fighting. Yeah. Alright. What was I gonna do? Anyways, I'm gonna look up, in addition to this, I'll look up some of these games. I will look up my stream ideas list, and I will do the stupid vocal training that I'm gonna totally embarrass myself with. The last really fun co-op game, online co-op I played was Super Golf Battle. Yeah, I got a plan for next week. Not as in I have a plan for next week, as in I have to plan for next streams. So I'll get around to that. As always, if you want help, guidance for some of them, I'll gladly help. Okay, thank it. Appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Berserker Rage. Thank you, Beef Pie. Thank you, Canopy. Thank you, Cogston. Thank you, Blanker. Thank you, Tyler. I'm gonna completely embarrass myself next week. That's gonna be cringe the stream. Internal cringing. Yeah. And I hate that word. I don't like using the word cringe, but I'm gonna cringe so hard. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Yeah. Thank you for coming. I will finish my food and go to sleep. Good night. Love me, say that you love me, fool me, go on and fool me. Asukarasu. Excuse me, that's not Laffy. This is not Laffy. This is Grim Aloe, you pleb. Absolute Philistine. Banned. Mods. Twist his objects.